Y'all remember that monstera I bought from Home Depot I was telling y'all about for $16.98? I had to split it up because I gotta get some moss poles, but there was 6 pieces in there. And if you know how these run, they're like a vine almost, but real thick, and they run one way. They just keep producing out the inside of the runner. The next one will produce, and then after that, just one way they run straight. So you have to either put them up a moss pole or a tree or something. These are all babies. So I'll show you the one I already had that's been planted outside. This was one little piece that I had, and I got it about probably about 7 years ago. But for a long time, I didn't even know what it was. I just had the root, and it took me a long time to get it started because it was almost dead when I got it. But look at that new leaf right there, and it's huge. This thing is huge. I wished I would have planted it up against that cedar tree because it would have grown straight up it. But you don't want it to choke out your tree neither. But look at the base on that. That's how they run. They run straight. I don't know if you can see that. The base down there, it just runs straight in a line like that. So when you get them and you want them for houseplants, you have to put a moss pole behind it to support it so it can grow up. And each one of those roots, if you grow it straight up, first of all, it likes moss. You grow it straight up, the roots will still come down into the pot. Like long, thick roots will like just start hanging down. They'll still reach into the dirt. And then they'll establish roots up against the moss pole too. But if they're not getting enough nutrients out of the moss pole, they'll go straight down into the dirt. The roots will. But I probably should have got bigger pots, honestly. But pots are so expensive. Remember plastic pots? And they cost me $5 each. But you go to Home Depot and look for a ceramic pot that size, they're like 40, 50 bucks a piece. It's ridiculous, dude. I mean, I think I need to go on Temu and buy some nice, fancy. They probably make them fancier anyways. They're the makers of China, so they probably have some really good ceramic. So yeah, I got 6, actually 7, because there was a little one that had come off. I ripped that leaf right there. That leaf, if you keep them real nice, those leaves will last years and years and years. You want to keep them nice. And you don't want to really water them from the top a whole lot because they'll start getting marks on them, and you'll have to take some neem oil and get all the marks and the water marks off of it. Yeah, but there's 2 in here. So I'm going to have to put 2 moss poles there. I know I'm going to have to retransplant these things within at least another year within. And there's 2 in there, 3 in there. There's a baby. And there's a baby in there and one other one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how many pieces of monstera was in that $16, $17 pot right there. They were all inside that. I bought it at Home Depot about a month and a half ago. But yeah, those pieces will run and they'll get massive. They make a nice good houseplant, but they're not really a whole lot of work, but they got to have a lot of sunlight without burning them. So I don't really have the windows for it. And I wanted to put them on the back porch, but look, there's no sunlight going into the back porch. This is dying off right now, but it's still like trying to go. It's just too hot here in Florida. And the plumerias, I'm worried that they're going to get rust and all them leaves are going to fall off anyway. So, because it does it every year. It came early out front and I treated it and treated it and treated it. They're still doing okay, but I know what's coming to where it's too out of control to even worry about. But yep, aren't they? That was a good deal. And it's a really good deal for what I paid for that. As many pieces as I got. All you need is a piece of a runner that's established and it'll go. Alright guys. I just wanted to show you that I repotted it. And always when you repot, some of the dirt that it was already in, you want to put that around the roots of each one of those because it's established in that dirt, and that's what makes it go into shock, is from going from one soil to another. So I had gotten a bag of perlite and a big bag of in-ground because it don't have all that sticks and crap in it. The container mix just dries out way too fast for Florida anyway. I mean, I'm struggling to keep my zinnias alive in the pots out front because it dries out. I mean, within an hour it's dry, and when the sun stays on them zinnias all day, they need watering like 3 times a day. So I get the in-ground soil. It's not got all that filler in it. It's mostly just soil, and then you can just put whatever else in it if you need to lighten it up some to where you just get a better deal buying in-ground soil, because the other potting mix, it's got a lot of oh my gosh, it's a type of moss. It's a type of moss, and they use it as a filler, and it dries out real fast, and it's just not worth it because I'm like trying to take care of all these plants, but I think I got a problem, man. I think I got a problem. The orchids are easy. You just plant them and leave them for a year. But yeah, pretty nice though.